Hello and welcome to the first Spring 2015 video training. This is Catherine Walker, Company VP from Coppell, Texas. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to get some bookings on the books or get more bookings on the books. And I always think before you can have bookings, you need to have leads. And so how are we going to find new leads? If you feel like you are out of leads, out of ideas of who to contact, I hope today in this training will help you a little bit. Leads, I want you to think of them as that you're filling a bucket, and the bucket actually has a small hole at the bottom, that it is leaking that water. You're pouring water in, but it's leaking water out the bottom. And those are really what we would call your no's, okay? And I don't know whether you've gotten a no before, but I certainly have. And I hope that you understand not everybody is going to say yes all the time. And so the no's are going to be part of our business. And so that's that small hole in our bucket. But in the meantime, we need to be pouring new leads and new potential for yeses into that bucket. You can't keep going back to the people that are saying no to you and have a hopes of some of them will turn around, but you're still not going to get 100%. So we need to understand we need way more leads in our bucket in order to produce the bookings, the number of bookings that we have. And I know many of you may have heard of the list of 100. And the list of 100 is actually trying to get you to create 100 people that you will contact. The average American woman knows 700 people. So we're not even asking you to come up with all the people you know, just 100 of them. So that should encourage you that there are a lot of people that you know that you are not thinking about right now. And hopefully after this training, you're going to have a little bit of a better idea of some of those people. But what's nice about having a list of 100 is that you are going to actually, when you hear a no, it's only a 1% ratio on that. You only heard 1% of your your kickback, and there's a chance that there could be a lot more yeses when you have a lot more leads to then turn to. Okay, so how do you get your list of 100 built up? You might turn to what I consider 6 categories of your life. Okay, so 6 categories, and this is going to kind of help you brainstorm with me. The first is all the places you ever lived. The second is all the places you ever went to school. The third is all the places you've ever worked. And the fourth is all the clubs and organizations you've been a part of. The fifth is actually social media, the people that you know on your Twitter account and your Facebook group account and Instagram, all the people you're connected with socially. And the 6th is the public sector. That's the people that you really don't know, but that you have some connection to. So we're going to look into these, and then I'm going to teach you sort of some new strategies to go about them. And I don't know whether you have kids that are the age where they are now teaching them the whole thinking of bubble mapping. And bubble mapping is you draw these big circles and then you connect this thought with this thought. And so it kind of just lets you sort of free think a little bit. So I want you to free think. I want you to bubble map. I want you to have lots of paper in front of you when you go over these ideas and try to place a bunch of names down as you're thinking about these categories. So all the places you ever lived. I want you to write down your addresses, even if you can't come up with all of them, but you know, my childhood home, whatever. And then I want you to think about all the neighbors that were associated with that. And then I want you to dial down a little bit more and think about who the neighbor knows. Did your neighbor Sally always have her sister that came over? That can be a great way for you to talk to Sally about maybe introducing your business to her sister through her. So it gives you sort of a reason that she should have a party because now she knows maybe her sister would be interested. You're starting to build her list for her. So really, really, really think in terms of not just the people that you're coming up with, but their own bubble map, their own people that they know, because that can really help you connect with some new leads and new people by coming up with who they know, who they hang out with, who's their friend group and their base. Okay, so that's who everywhere you ever lived. The next area is every place you ever went to school. This would be preschool, if you've been in the area for a long time, elementary, middle school, high school, college, and then how about an art class you took or a cooking class? I mean, maybe you've taken something as an adult. Dial back and think about, did you get to know the teacher? Did it connect you with somebody through there that you could find out and kind of get in touch with again? It just sometimes helps you think of that. And then not only that, but not just your classmates in elementary school or middle school or high school, but what about alumni of that school? That can help you think of, well, who else went to UT besides me? Sometimes that can trigger names and ideas of people, groups of people that you are associated with. Okay, then work. Every place that you've ever worked. Try to write down all the jobs. Sometimes one job that you come up with can help you think of other people that you know in that field, in that industry, when you were in that time of your life. What about the people that are there now? I mean, my daughter worked at a pizza parlor. Do I know anybody that, I know somebody who owns E. Fratelli's, and his wife would be a great lead for me. So again, it's just getting you thinking about these people that you've forgotten about. So where you worked, so obviously your coworkers would be a great lead source, but also your husband's coworkers. What about his secretary, or what about somebody that he works with that you really haven't done a very good job of introducing the jewelry to? Maybe you could stop up there and, show it off at lunchtime and, really kind of get a chance to introduce yourself to those people. So, and the cool thing about work friends is often they have entirely different birthday party friends, if you will. They're entirely different. They live in a different area. So a lot of times you would bust into some different part of your city by connecting with people that you work with. Okay, clubs and organizations. What about a book club you were in? A Sunday school class that you went to? What about your PTA or your PTO associations? Think about the phone lists that you've ever received from these different organizations. Maybe it's your kids' clubs and organizations, soccer and dance and things, cheer club, all this stuff that you've been given a roster of all these names of people that are connected with this group. Now, have you used them? Have you contacted them? Have you tried to do something up during cheer practice or as a little host a party? And, the thing that I'm doing now, and this is a little bit of a side, but the thing that I'm doing now to host a party is just to tell someone, hey, I'm having someone come over and look at the jewelry and would love for you to come as well. And then they're not expecting a big hootenanny, a big party. And it kind of gives them the idea that they could do that then too. They can invite a couple people, and it doesn't have to be a giant big thing. It can be a small thing, and it can still be very, very, very worth your time. I had 5 people come over last Tuesday, and it was an $1,100 party. So don't rule out that a few people can make a big difference in your business. Okay, the final category was Facebook, sorry. When you really look at your list of who your friends are, sometimes you have all sorts of people that you've collected over the years, probably before you even got into Park Lane. And I just had a fashion director recently who started a fashion page, a group that she was going to, offer tips to and sales and things like that on her Facebook group. And she had very interesting people liking it and commenting. And she ended up with 9 different private appointments coming off of that. Huge difference to her business. So think about starting a group, and then anytime someone likes your post on Park Lane post, you personal message them. It's a very, very concerted effort that you're going to take about this so that you can personally message them. The other thing is the public sector. The public sector that is the last category, and that's your salespeople at boutiques. When you are being offered good service, like from a waitress, whatever, you dial it back and say, you're exactly who I'm looking for to offer my business to, because you have been such a respectful salesperson. Hairstylists, bankers, Fundraisers. Whenever you see a spaghetti supper advertised on a little sign around your city, around your town, contact them and see if they need someone to set up a little sidekick table of jewelry, and you can give your profits back, but get in front of a whole new group of people. You can dial into a fundraiser that is already set up, and it's surprising how often that will work. Go to your Chamber of Commerce and ask them about women's groups that might need someone to come and be a speaker on spring fashion, and you will get in front of a whole new group of career women and working women that want to look pretty and dress nice. So hopefully these ideas gave you lots of people to contact. And remember that these people can be your connectors that can refer you to other people. And that's sometimes what we miss in this business, is going beyond the will she do something for me or not, and maybe they don't, but maybe someone that they know will. So always offer your services of introducing your business to somebody who might have a need for jewelry, going on a trip, who works in an office every day, things like that, where they're going to need need to know about Park Lane. So your call to action is to generate your list of 100. Email me if you actually get 100, and I will send you a goodie. And you can, of course, email me at walkintx@aol.com. And I want to tease you about next week's video. It is adorable. It is Tara Claiborne is going to do some goal setting on the Disney trip, and you can certainly have a really fun next week. Be thinking about that so that you can reach your goals. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you have a fabulous week filling your bucket. Thank you.